Okay, let's go, ladies. Infernal Shrines, map number 1. We're in the quarterfinals. Feel the heat against It's the Boys. And yeah, it's kind of interesting because the first round match of It's the Boys took 27 or 28 minutes. It was quite nasty. I actually had them send me the replay too, so I might cast it in the upcoming days because I'm a little bit interested what happened there in the first round. That being said, we are now in the second round. This is qualifier number 2 of the Panda Cup tournament series. So we have 3 qualifiers in total. As you advance through the tournament into the later rounds, and then also, of course, the grand final, you gather points. Those points in a ranking list will then qualify you for a monthly final. So in total, there's going to be 3 qualifiers. This is the second. The last one is next week. And after that, there's a 1-week break before we're heading into the grand final tournament, just so you guys have a bit of an overview of what's going on there. And Feel the Heat came actually in second place last time. They crushed through their first round match against the Khaldorians, and now they go up against It's the Boys. And you should recognize quite a few of the names on the other side there. It was actually interesting. We all jumped into the lobby already, and then all of a sudden we had It's the Boys announce that they need another 5 minutes because apparently their damage dealer, Nasty, said that he needs a shower. So I know that game number 1 was apparently exciting. I didn't know it was that exciting. So apparently Nasty went in and said like, guys, I got a little bit of a nasty accident over here, which made him shower afterwards. So not sure if that happened or what exactly happened, but hey, that's what we're gonna get. Either way, now that we're heading into our first game, we have Urel banned out, ETC is banned, Medivh is also banned out since Ultralisk, as we've seen in round 1, is a super strong player on this one. His Maiev also super powerful. I mean, there's honestly plenty of heroes that these guys can play, but still. Mai is in again, so Tassadar comes together with her. We have Cassia as a first pick for Dainu here on Infernal Shrines, and there's the Tracer setup. Okay, this is gonna be a hype one for sure. We got Cassia in, we got Tracer in, Imperius is now also getting played. I mean, that bad boy is just everywhere right now. He jumped to the top of the list and during Method Mayhem, and ever since has been either an early pick or a ban. So, yep, with that, let's go. We got also on the other side now with the ban patterns. I mean, you can get ban Blade out. Blaze could be banned. Leo could be banned. On this map, they also played a lot of Deathwing. But instead we have again, in a ban that we've already seen a couple of times now, the ban on Zul. Which is fair, since Zul actually was used here to rotate around a lot in previous games too. Still, for Blade there's still plenty of options of what he could play. X-Ray played Ana in the previous game, that hero has also been eliminated. And here comes actually a Deathwing ban right now. So, okay. Let's have a look. What else are they gonna get? Because right now they still need a healer. And they will probably pick their support at this point, because if not, then X-Ray would pick another one away. Rhaegar is still really, really good here if you want him. I mean, Deckard Cain has been played multiple times now. We've seen, for example, Banana Age for Washed Up play Deckard Cain quite a bit. You have also, as I said, Rhaegar with the additional lightning shield. In this case, they go for Stukov, so they already have setups with Blaze and with May to actually lock a target down, and then you can follow up with that lurking arm and try to pin the target down a little bit more after you're level 13. And allow Tassadar to just dish out all the damage here. Control the choke points a little bit when you're entering into those shrines as well. Malfurion gets picked by X-Ray, so he can lay down the lawn a little bit. Get the roots in play. And there comes Leo. Okay, the janitor is in the house, ready to take out the trash. And with Infernal Shrines being map number 1 in this best of 3 series, we now have our final pick coming up. And that's going to be for Nasty. And they need some additional damage. There are quite a couple of heroes that he could pick actually at this point. I mean, they already have more or less a mage if they want to go into an auto attacker style. I mean, even Vala could be played here, but it's hammer time. Nasty goes for the hammer, and that sets us up for the first game. Infernal Shrines coming up, everybody. We're heading straight in the quarterfinals of Panda Cup qualifier number 2 between Feel the Heat and It's the Boys. We head straight into the second one, into the first one, first game, second match of the tournament for us. Ultralisk on Cassia for the blue team, Feel the Heat with Dainu on Tracer, we have Blade on Leoric, X-Ray on Malfurion, and Imperius is playing Wit. And over to the right side of the map, it's the boys with Kelvin on Tacita, Death Knight on May. We have GNS on Stukov, Nasty on Sergeant Hammer, and the Source God on Blaze. Yeah, well, that is actually quite important. If you can make a good sauce, that's absolutely fantastic. That just enhances everything from salad to meat. A good sauce is worth a lot, so we already know that he has good qualities there because he would never lie with that nickname. Question is, can he bring those saucy plays also into Heroes of the Storm and drop a bit of damage on that offlane? And we're gonna find out. So for now, when it comes to level 1 talents, stacking is in for Cassia. Dino has done that in games in the last tournament already. Had an insane amount of stacks actually on Volskaya Foundry. I think he ended with 160, maybe even more stacks than that. And top damage in the game easily. So looking at his Cassia right now, we're gonna see a similar style again. Now there is obviously also the blind that he brings to the table now that the other side is running the Sergeant. On level 1 for May we have heat transfer again, as usual. 4-man rotation now from the blue team between mid and bot lane. And, well, let's get the show on the road and see who's going to take the first one. Because at this point, the top side has been taken by Leo and Blaze, as you would expect, the two offlaners. But now that the 1 minute mark has been hit, it is an immediate move onto the mid camp of the map before they're going for their own. And Imperius is trying to create a little bit of trouble on the right side. Gets immediately locked down, and Wit continues where he left off in game number 1. He's feeding again. Just kidding, of course. He only died once. He was the only one to die on the first map that they played, on the first round that they played. And yes, in this case, he overextended a little bit. Maybe didn't expect all of them to just sit there and try and go for the camp. Either way, he goes down. They still are able to take the camp at the bottom, and now they're obviously working on their own Khazra camp as well. So with that in mind, he will still get out a little bit ahead here, but that was a quick and early kill. Now, we got the Crystallize on level 4 for Mai. And up in the top, that root. That's a kill. Yeah, no saucy plays right there. Death Knight with the immediate 3-2-3 pause. And yeah, that seems a little bit like something wasn't quite right on the side of Blaze. So probably they had to pause because of that. Gives us a bit of a chance to quickly also go over this here and have a look at the talents. We got the Strangling Vines on level 1, which is actually an interesting one too. So a little bit less healing, and if you can coordinate on the same target, then you're in a really good spot if you're using the roots and just aim to lock a target down and then blow it to pieces quickly. And with Cassia, you have the damage output. Tracer, of course, coming in with the bomb too. If you have those slows and those stuns that come from Leo and Imperius in choke point situations around the shrine, then you can definitely make that play. So that's definitely something to watch out for. We got, at the same time, a lead-in experience for Field Heat. And you gotta keep in mind, obviously there's known players on the red team too, but Field Heat made it into the grand final of the first qualifier and had a very good showing there as well. It was a little bit of a scrappy best-of-3 series, to be honest with you, but they were still in a spot where they washed up to give it their all. Now Nasty takes some damage, but now that he has his level 4 talent, he can go into the siege tactics. That's obviously going to be pretty easy for him to dodge out on quite a lot of that with the Unstoppable. What he really aims for is the level 7, so that he can get a bit more movement into this. But he has a good position over here, and can control at least half the shrine for his team, so that's good. That keeps him a little bit safer, and it makes it really difficult also for the blue team to push into him right now. But with 13 stacks for Cassia, she is still trying to make something happen here. It's also a pretty strong one, since we're looking at the first one over here. First Punisher coming in with arcane powers and a couple of sentries on the ground. So a lot of poke damage coming through, but it's Feel the Heat who are taking the lead here at 33 points already, and unless there's a heavy commitment of It's the Boys, they won't be able to do anything here to secure themselves the first objective, and they actually give that one up. So now they have to immediately fall back behind the gate so that they can bait the Punisher over and defend it a bit easier. There's a level 7 talent on the map now for Feel the Heat as well, so that gives them even more push power. And they're already breaking through to try and follow up on the Punisher. It didn't quite work out. Nice attempt by Wit on the other hand as he jumped in, but the wall shuts it down. Tacita with a nice, neat play but it's not enough to give them a kill. The defense looks pretty strong, but there's no level 7 yet. It's about to come in for the boys, but Death Knight needs to be careful here. Wit on the other hand, he's low, barely gets away as we have Source God coming in from the top. Dino is low, X-Ray as well, body blocks are in play, and Malfurion, that old geezer, is likely gonna fall. The heal? No way. Oh, X-Ray survives, but what a stun against Tracer, and Dino goes down. Nice, well done here. Okay, and there's a second kill. Imperius is also dead. Alrighty. Yeah, we are talking double kill for the boys. Well done, 3 kills to 1 now in total. By the way, mistakenly said earlier that Ultralisk is playing Cassia. Sorry, that Dino is playing Cassia. It's Ultralisk this time. Dino was playing Cassia in the game that I referenced on Volskaya Foundry that was played last week in the first qualifier. But yeah, so maybe a little bit of a stack battle between them. We'll see who gets away with more. So far, Ultralisk is trailing behind a bit in the stacks compared to what Dino got back then. But yeah, push down to the bottom in an attempt to get another Khazra camp here. Let's have also a bit of a look at the actual setup in terms of damage. 12,000 for Tracer, and they're getting a little bit more in against Nasty, but he can easily move out. Body blocks are in, there's a wall. Oh, good spear, and there's the kill. Wit comes in, takes him down. Ultralisk is on the move and actually survives all of this. Nicely done by him, as we have another commitment. Kelvin is jumping in now as well. And here we go. Valkyrie, not enough. Just nibbling at Nasty, but they get the lockdown against Tassadar, and that is another kill. Well played. Good job. Level 7 talents, by the way. We got the Induce Hibernation for Mai. For May. And there we have our Sticky Bomb, our Valkyrie, as we already saw. Top side, big push against the fort. That's easily going to result in this one being eliminated. There's no level 10 abilities yet for It's the Boys, and that's a bit of a problem. That's going to be an Entomb. He doesn't even need the Entomb. Damn. Yeah, they didn't need any Entomb for him. I was actually just waiting for Blade to drop it. I mean, it's a low cooldown, why wouldn't you? So that's not only a fort eliminator, but that's also Blaze taken out. Death Knight is also low, and that's another kill. Whew. Feel the heat, baby. They're on fire right now. They're really coming through here, exploiting that level 10 talent advantage that they have over their opponent. Avalanche is in, and they are pushing even more aggressively now in the middle, where they're likely dropping another fort. So that's 2 structures already taken out, and they are starting to collapse towards the bottom. That's a good move against Wit, on the other hand, but he should be able to make it out here. Now he gets slowed down a bit, but that's not really going to be enough to drop him. Impressive setup. And at the same time that we have, well, level 13 as the next level, Blade is already sitting up at the top and gives his team a lead on the objective. They are 10 stacks ahead already. The rotation of the red team is there, but it's slow. And there's more camps taken at the bottom of the map now too, which pretty much means that this fort is easily taken. And they're committing to it with 3 heroes, whereas topside, Blade should be able to ghost away from this one. Maybe not. No, there we go. Ghost away, has 18 stacks for his team. They take the fort at the bottom of the map. You can already see where this is going. They will grab a level 13. And with that, they should be able to make a rotation towards the top and then take the objective. If they have enough time. I mean, that's the question right now. Wit is in, so is Blade. The rest of the team rotates in, and with the camp pushing through the middle of the map, Tassadar had to fall back and defend it. So there's a very good chance that this is going to be a pretty bad fight for the boys. And they're still fighting it. There's the Entomb. Bunker's trying to coordinate against it. And here's the kill against Sergeant Hammer. The Sergeant gets pushed in, and now they're going for the big boy chase right here in an attempt to take more of them down. Tassadar is already dead. They're trying to go for more. First of all, they're trying to focus on Stukov. They get him, and it's pretty much a cleanup job from here on out. The Source God might just escape unless X-Ray is able to lock him down again, or Cassia comes in. Comes down to the jet propulsion, gets away. Nice! Observe the horse. There we go, and this is so far looking okay. The problem is that Malfurion is flanking in right now, and yeah, that's another kill, isn't it? You can run, baby, but you can't hide. Fountain was still there. That's good for them, but there's the kill finally, as at the top We now have the entire setup pushing in with a Punisher leading the charge. 9 kills, 2-3, level 13 talent advantage, nearly 2 levels ahead now. They go through the wall once again like hot butter through cheese. No chance at all, as the first keep of the game might fall right here with 9 minutes and 30 seconds in, as another combo drops the Sergeant. Hammer is down, and the keep is gone. That might even be a push for core if it continues at this pace. I mean, they are nearly 2 talents ahead right now. It's half a level until 16. Another kill and they're Gucci. There's the Avalanche. Snowballs them away for just another second. Maybe a kill against Leo. That's at least one. That helps. Propels them towards level 13, and there they have it. Yeah, good damage. There's another kill. This time, Mai goes down, and that's Tassadar also getting dropped. Stukov is falling. Everybody is dead and dying over here. The core is already taking damage, but we only have 3 attackers left, and they have to fall back. Imperius is falling in the process too. But holy hell, what a game here all of a sudden. 3 levels ahead. They're ahead by 7 kills. 16% damage done to the core itself. It's insane. I mean, whew, baby. Alright, bottom of the map now. More camps to be taken, of course. And what do you do when there are camps up on the map? You take those camps. The 16 talent still needs to come in for Tracer. So far she went into jump on level 13, but hasn't committed to the level 16 yet. There we go. It's the heavy-handed. And Leo is sitting at the top and is trying to push the top lane out a little bit more. Now, there's not really too much for him to do here, honestly. Eventually, someone will come over and push that lane out, but he can keep the pressure up. He will always be able to ghost away here, so that's not going to be a problem. Down at the bottom of the map, another camp taken. Damage output, by the way, to give you a bit of an idea. Tracer with 25,000, 21k for Cassia, same as Sergeant Hammer. And honestly, it hasn't really been Hammer time in the game just yet. Especially in the last setup that they had at the top shrine, Hammer went down within seconds. It was a good coordination against them. But here comes the wrap, and even the ult committed to another wall is out, and Wit is dead. Yeah, good setup. Nicely done. And since those kills are a little bit rare, let's take another look at this one. So they started off with the Avalanche, as they are putting all of this in. And then, I mean, they commit everything, right? They get the wall out, and they finally get the kill here. So nicely done. 1 kill against Wit as he gets isolated again. He's not the only one to fall. Blade falls too. Honestly, those kills slowly but steadily allow the boys to come back on talents at least. Now, don't get me wrong. They are way behind when it comes to structures. But at least on the talent side, they're now fighting with an even deck. So now we're looking at Giant Killer on level 16. We have in this case the Acclamation for Mei. And that is not too bad for the next objective, because there's pretty much no way for level 20 to be grabbed by Feel the Heat. And therefore, we have an even talent fight. Yeah, those kills make it happen. So, currently, in the middle, Blade is already starting to push things out again. Leo obviously spawning on maps, so not going to be a problem for him at all. 90 stacks for Tassadar, by the way. 32 stacks for Cassia. Both of them not really stacking too great right now. It's not really how the game is at this point developing. We don't really have a lot of these drawn-out fights where the two of them can really get a lot of stacks in, and it's mostly decided within a short amount of time. Or, even more so, just a macro-level attempt here. But this is still what we're looking for now. The idea that you can take maybe a comeback and get your personal 6.5 out of 10 moment if you can just win that particular Punisher now. And I guess they have to. The keep in the middle has already lost hit points, so the wall is down, which means that if they can push through there, that would be more or less the end of it. So the boys are down on the last leg when it comes to game number 1. This is a best of 3 series, but still. Alright, early on already the commitment. Bunker to counteract the Entomb. Both of them don't do too much. When it comes to kills, ult, alright, connects at least with Wit, and Wit is in trouble again. And Wit is down! Wit is down, and the boys in the 5 versus 4. Dino is nibbling at the edges with Tracers, looking for a kill to turn it around, but it started to become a little bit tricky. And the red team is slowly starting to take a lead here, and is moving in with another kill against Leo this time. Leo eliminated. They're trying to go for X-Ray. Ooh, and the counter kill against Tassadar. There's still the attempt at a play. Cassia is doing well, just poking them down. They are all low. They are all low, and the core is getting attacked on the right side of the map. Let's not forget about that. And there's another kill as they are moving in for X-Ray. Malfurion is dead, but the red team takes the Punisher. Dino isn't really done just yet. Stukov is actually down. Makes it a 2 versus 2 over here. Ultralisk now looking for another target. He's about to get Death Knight dropped. Dino jumps in to finish what he started and is able to pull it off. 1 down, and they go for number 2. The 2 of them go for the kills here. Well done, and a really nice finish towards this particular one. But of course, the core is losing hit points, and there's nobody there right now to defend it. 58 HP. Dino's trying to escort another catapult in, but Tacita has just now respawned. Gets immediately entombed. Level 20 is of course now in. He came, he saw, and he died. Veni, Vidi, Vici. Right there. Easy kill. Tama is trying to prevent the worst, but it seems like this one is maybe not over yet. Dino gets the kills in. Well done, and GG, as Feel the Heat takes the lead in this series. Let's go! Sky Temple, the second map, everybody. It's the boys. They were able to win the last Punisher. Didn't really help them, unfortunately, since we already had catapults on the core, and the final remaining players for Feel the Heat were able to finish what they started. Dino in particular, the last survivor, so to say. But now that we're heading into the second game of the best of 3 series, let's see if they can change things a little bit. They had to swap Jellup in for this one because there was apparently an emergency and one of the players had to leave. At least that's what I gleaned from the chat in the lobby earlier. So just in case that you're confused where we don't have the exact same players playing for them here. It's a little bit of an emergency. One was swapped out. And now we're heading into the second map, Sky Temple, which might be the last one, depending on the performance of Feel the Heat. So far, they played a very, very strong tournament. Again, more or less what we've seen from them on the last week already. So we have Cassia actually banned right away now. First pick, first ban have changed a little bit. So if you remember the last time that we went into the draft, we had Feel the Heat with the first pick, so they didn't ban Cassia. It's the boys didn't seem like they really cared about it too much, so there was a first pick opportunity on Cassia. Now it's slightly reversed because it's the boys have their first pick and first ban, and obviously with Cassia being very high up in the priority these days, Feel the Heat has absolutely no intention of playing against her, so they ban her out right away. So that's why some of these changes in the ban pattern oftentimes come through, because we have first pick change on the teams. Now we still got Urel banned out, we still have the ban on Zul, another map where Zul can of course do a lot for the team here, and ETC obviously offers a lot as well, not only just as a great hero in and of itself, but on this map you have with the option to go into a stage dive, which we granted see less and less these days. We have the option for him to take the top lane if you want to. Okay, so now Ana is the first pick, and again Tracer. So Tracer was already played on the last map with Malfurion, so Malf was obviously played for multiple reasons on the first map, but one that I didn't specifically point out during the draft is of course that he is pretty much the best support that you can get with Tracer. That heal over time just allows Tracer to really move through all of this. So yeah, that's pretty much that. So she can stay mobile, only dip in, Malf gets the heal, and then she's off again. Here comes Greymane, and we have Imperius together with him, so that's already a good setup if they plan to go for objectives, if they plan to go for boss. Greymane can be really helpful there. And Sky Temple oftentimes comes to you either trying to raise down your opponent's structures, which Greymane really excels at, or you trying to throw a little bit of a Hail Mary as you attempt to take down the boss, and Greymane is good at that too. We could see Tyrael here. It's another map where Tyrael is actually quite powerful, and for obvious reasons. I mean, he is fantastic with his Sanctification. Depends a little bit on how they want to play the Imperius setup here. If he's still off-laning, then it would be nice to have an Imperius for Greymane, but as we've seen in the previous map and a lot of matches in the past, Imperius is by now pretty much a main tanker as well, so it depends on how you want to play it, and you can dip in and out with him. Okay, Mei gets banned out as well. And that leaves us with, well, first of all, Ultralisk making his choice. Haven't really seen what he has taken just yet. And of course, very likely Ultralisk and Wit are gonna pick now. Blade usually picks late and is flexing a little bit more. There's Johanna as the first pick, and Blade goes for Blaze. So the good old Blaze Johanna setup. Highly successful in 2019 and 2020. So far, this one hasn't fallen off yet either. But, well, Sky Temple. What are we gonna get for Source God and Calvin? They still need their own offlane here, and there's the fall stat setup. So with the Gust, they can control the choke point a little bit more. And we have a double global for them. Dehaka! Alright. Dehaka and Falstad. Now that's an interesting setup for them now. Get the Tong out, get the Sleep Dart. We have Imperious with his Lunge. And Falstad Greymane. Gotta be careful against Tracer on the other hand. I mean, Tracer obviously has a lot of tools against her. They could lock her down, so she needs to be careful too. But still, this can be dangerous. But let's jump in and see what exactly we have from Ultralisk. It's Genji. Tracer Genji against Falstad. Oh my god. I don't envy the bird at all over here. Okay. Sky Temple, game number 2. Let's jump in. Our second map between Feel the Heat and It's the Boys. Let's see if Falstad can survive the 2 assassins on the side of the blue team. Or if we're going to see another plucked chicken in the second game of this series. Sky Temple as the second map, and on the left side, X-Ray on Malfurion. We got Wit on Johanna, Dino on Tracer, Blade on Blaze, and Ultralisk on Genji. Okay. To the right side of the map, it's the boys with Kelvin on Falstad. I mean, honestly, he's the one that I'm worried about the most right now, because I think that chicken is going to lose a couple of feathers. We have a Death Knight on the right side of the map on Imperious now. And at this point, Source on Dehaka, Nasty on Greymane, Jellup on Ana. And, well, let's see what they can actually do with that. Because right now, everybody is going for the good old Watchtower fight. Oh yeah, make it a 5 versus 5, baby. We got the 1-2 punch for Tracer on level 1. Swift Strike setup for Genji. And yeah, they're fighting for this. And there's the lockdown, there's the stun follow-up, and the chicken is dead. Yep, someone is gonna get plucked over here. The feathers ruffled just a little bit, and Falstad ends up in the KFC basket once again. Yeah, so far so good. I mean, at this point, if Sauce God provides a good sauce, then that is just some prime chicken right here. But that was a pretty quick first kill, and I think this is gonna happen a lot more to Falstad as this game continues, because he's not gonna have an easy game at his hands by any means. There's 2 heroes that can literally just jump on him whenever they want to, and once that we have Tracer also with her ult in, that's gonna be even worse. And Source God over here is also taking quite a bit of damage. Ultralisk gets the kill, zips in, zips out, and nicely done. And that's, ladies and gentlemen, how you actually play Genji and don't end. So yeah, he's able to make the play here. Jumps in, gets the kill, jumps out. Easy peasy play for him right there. And that's 2 kills against 0. With the mercenary camp already about to be taken too. So yeah, nicely done. Blade and Ultralisk are both committing to this one. At the bottom of the map there was a bit of a skirmish over the Siege Giant camp here. But nothing too crazy, honestly. So yeah, Siege Giants on both sides taken, but as you can see, this one is still up, and they're now slowly rotating in to claim it. That's obviously where Greymane comes through. The defense at the bot lane is already there. Those Siege Giants have to be dealt with eventually, and right now that's not what we're seeing. Instead, the towers are getting attacked. And Sky Temple has always been the map where you want to do as much structural damage as you can without the help of the objective to get ahead. So that's what's currently happening over here. One is down. They are getting the gate as well, don't they? And all of this is happening before the first objective phase. I think I have to point it out again. We haven't seen an objective yet. So just the quicker rotations for those camps and getting those 2 kills have already put a lead in the hands of Feel the Heat that they are ruthlessly exploiting right now. They are more than a level ahead at this point in time, with even more pressure up at the top. Down here though, yep, they go for Kelvin again, and he is eating the damage, has to tap early. And they are trying to go for another tower, and they're gonna get it. They're gonna get the tower here too. Guys, they might even get that fountain. I mean, they're going in for the kill against Death Knight, and Death Knight is in trouble. He's trying to go for the lunge, doesn't get it. Wit, on the other hand, overextends a little bit and falls. So that puts a stop to the aggression at the bottom of the map. But the fight continues up at the top side where Nasty comes in and is barely getting... Oh my god, what a setup there. Holy macaroni, a little bit of B-stepping as Ana is about to be taken out. But honestly, the big play was this one. This one was just absolutely nuts here. As Forza gets taken, you can see once again how Malfurion gets barely saved, and then they turn it against Greymane just as he was about to get the kill here. So really, really nicely done. Level 7 against 6, 5 kills against 1, and Feel the Heat are really, really bringing the pain right now. And they are taking control completely. There's a lot of B-stepping going on, and the spray game is on point. The problem is that everywhere else, they are literally falling apart right now. I mean, that's a double temple control that we have for Feel the Heat. The top fort has already fallen. In the middle, there's a big fight happening as Death Knight misses another lunge, so that's another problem. Death Knight on the move back. Tracer down at the bottom of the map. There's another kill. Oh my god. I mean, it is getting rough here. Whew. Not only Falset is getting his feathers ruffled, everybody else is also in trouble. Here comes Boomerang as a level 7 talent, as Blade is already pushing topside. Ana goes down in the middle, and she's not going to be the only one, is she now? Here comes Sawscott. I mean, does he get a drag? I doesn't see... Yeah, well, he gets it, actually. But there's the recall, and Dino gets away. Nicely done. Well done. Okay, so topside, pushing this out, but this is a 2-level lead, 6 kills ahead, and nearly level 10. With that big of a lead, they might just go for boss when they have 10. Honestly, if you're that far ahead, if you have level 10, you might just go for boss. I mean, you might as well, right? Either way, they're going to be in a decent spot. As long as X-Ray doesn't die. And well, he goes down. Now, they got the 2-level lead, but that's another 20 seconds that they would have to wait. A few shots get finally taken, but the bird is down, and Ultralis gets the kill. Yeah, it is a tough game for the red team. Another attempted kill against Sawscott, and the dinosaur, he is extinct again. And, well, that's 10 kills to 2. Malfurion is back. They get the final shots on the shrine, on the temple. And they're starting to move down to the bottom of the map. No boss getting attacked just yet. Instead, they're making the play for the Siege Giants. Fair enough. Might have to tap a couple of fountains right now if they want to have their hit points back. But, well, let's see. There it is, already taken. And down to the bottom of the map. More pressure against the... I was about to say the final remaining fort, but it's not quite true yet because in the middle it has a couple of hit points left. So, yeah. Bot lane gets attacked. Fawcett is trying to do something about it, but he needs to be careful because he's up against Tracer, and once that we have, let's say, Genji is starting to move in too, it's another problem. We got Falling Sword, by the way. Falling Sword, and they go for boss. They go for boss. This is entire level. They have their heroic abilities up again. They used a few of those earlier, so they were waiting for the cooldown to come back. They can bunker up and everything. But why not go for boss? This is exactly what I talked about earlier. This is exactly what I talked about. Why not go for boss right here? Bunker is already up. They're trying to make a play here, but they might actually have to jump out. They're forcing the fight now with the level 10 abilities, so there's the problem for Kelvin. Kelvin is already getting attacked. X-Strike! And here comes the Condemn just as the follow-up. The bird is down. There's another kill. They're trying to go for the triple. They can't quite get that, but they are going for the Haka again and locking the Source. Go down. That's 3 heroes eliminated. And in a 5 versus 3, you're not going to say no to a free boss. So they commit to it again, start to jump in, and see what they can actually do with that. Here we have it. Okay. Death Knight. Don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah, he's just watching what happens, but he obviously can't commit to this. He should also get away from this one, honestly. This is a little bit too tricky to stand there for too long. Map control has been completely lost by It's the Boys. They lost map control completely. So finally level 10 abilities are in for It's the Boys. So now with level 10 they might be able to make some plays here. But until now they were of course a heroic ability down, so they couldn't really do anything in these fights. But they are still a talent down. That hasn't changed. And the temple is now firing up against the first keep. I mean, think about how insane this is. We're talking about a 7-minute and 30-second game on Sky Temple. And the second temple phase is already attacking the keep on the side of It's the Boys. That's pretty rough. That's a pretty rough situation to be in. I'm not sure if they get the entire temple. But either way, with all the camps now committed to, that's a problem. X-Ray, yeah, okay, he gets ganked too hard. He did not expect them to come in from that angle, so he gets completely caught off guard here and gets taken down. Ultralisk on the other hand comes in with a kill once more, gets locked down though, but they at least get the bird after that, and Ultralisk actually jumps out and they got another kill. Alright, few more kills coming through, alrighty. Dino is looking for even more, and Death Knight is gonna get dropped, and now they're making the play for Source God and get another kill. Yeah, 5-man wipe right here, and top line gets pressure. The entire setup started with all of this though. As you could see, Falstead was the first one to fall. Actually, it wasn't quite true. The first kill was against Anna, and then shortly after, Falstead was annihilated. And Genji got out. That actually was pretty clutch too. He was at 49 hit points. And that setup, of course, tells you all you need to know. It's a 4-level lead now, nearly 5. They're gonna have a 2-talent advantage in just a second over their opponent, and they're pressuring every single lane right now. Keeps are already taking damage, and I mean, again, 5 levels ahead, 2 talents. That's what we're talking about now. And full control over the map with another camp taken. Siege Giants are now claimed. They move through the middle. And it's the boys, they're just trying to somehow stop the bleeding here. But as you can imagine, it's pretty much impossible at this point. And there's so much momentum. This is just the pain train getting rammed down their throat right now. Yeah, full on in the face. They have 0 chance here, it seems. If they don't get a couple of kills and somehow set something up for at least 2-3 kills to come through and close that gap in experience a little bit, then this is just gonna be a slow and painful death for them. Well, maybe not that slow, because there's Siege Giants and Catapults on this. There's the jump on Ana, falling. Sword is fantastic to put pressure onto Ana. And if you have two mobile assassins with that setup, she's just an insta-kill. And there's even more. The nano-boosted bird falls. Kelvin kind of gave up here, as you could see. He was just like, alright. We've had enough. Finish it. They're already on the ground. You don't have to kill them anymore. It's like, please. Show a little bit of mercy here. Another 5-man team wipe. As we are straight up going for core with a 4-level lead, 20 kills ahead, and an absolute brutal display of skill here by Feel the Heat in game number 2 of the best of 3 series here in the quarterfinal of the second Panda Cup qualifier. Nicely done. GG. Well played.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.